Hi, this is Sherry. I am once again coming at you for Angel's Whisper, and I hope that I'm going to be able to record this. My request is please allow this video to be recorded without interruption and be uploaded so that everybody else can enjoy it as well. I attempted, as you might have noticed, to do this yesterday all day and even into late last night, and it wasn't allowed. So clearly there must have been something that I said that wasn't meant to be shared with at that time, so I'll respect that. And I reshuffled and asked for new cards, and we did get a couple of the same cards, so I'm going to go ahead with them. But we were, I'll have to tell you that yesterday the cards were all about warrior movement and being strong and moving forward, and today they've softened. Today they're more, well, you'll see. I do see some totems right now, so I'm going to start right away with them. And we did have them yesterday in the recording, but I'm going to do them again because they're here, so they're important. Right here, we have two little loons. Hope you guys can see this. There's three loons, actually. Three. I love that. Full circle completion. The loons, oh, how cute are they? The loons represent paying attention to your dreams. They talk about your dreams right now at this time are going to be much more vivid. Oh, there's a fourth one. Angels are with us. The dreams are going to be much more vivid, detailed, colorful, and they want you to trust in your dreams. They're also talking about following your dreams, trust in the messages that you get, the intuition that comes to you when you pay attention to your dreams. You are to pay attention. No, you're to trust that. You're to trust that, but also trust and follow the vision that you have for your own dreams. You're being supported, but mostly it's really about paying attention right now, because the dreams that you're having are giving you signs and messages to help you work through issues in your life, or they're giving you answers to things that may have been cloudy for you or unclear. So that's, pay attention to that. The other totem from yesterday as well, there's an owl hanging from that dock over there, and the owl talks about looking past the illusion and seeing in the dark. So it gives you the ability to see things that are unclear. It also talks about things may not necessarily be as they seem. The owl people have the ability to see through lies and deception. They can read people very easily. Owl people are often, that's one of my main totems, and owl people are often ones that others might feel uncomfortable with because they have the right idea that we can see right through them, and we can. And it talks about seeing past the illusion of what somebody presents themselves on the outside. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get into anything that I said yesterday that I shouldn't have said. So also, I'm going to take you over around the corner, and I bet they're still working here. They are up above here. Now the light, I know yesterday I looked at this and it didn't come out. What we have up here, I'll back up and leave them alone, are honeybees. And they're all working. They're working hard. See, there they go. I disturbed them for a moment. So the honeybees talk about get busy and get after the honey. So they're talking about get busy on your projects. Do what you need to do. You know, God helps those who help themselves. Don't sit in your living room and expect everything to come to you. You get out there and you do what you need to do to make your dreams a reality. But they also have another message. Yesterday I went and showed you this view, and the light was in it, and I want you to see how beautiful this is. For all of my friends back in Wisconsin, it's beautiful where I live too. I'm excited because we've got a little bit cooler weather today. But look at, I'm wearing a sweater, which is unusual for California. They did talk about rain yesterday, and I laughed because all that did was spit, and we didn't even get that here in Canyon Lake. Here's another totem we have right up here. It's a blue jay. So the blue jay, woo, talks about using your voice wisely, which is a message to me, I guess, about yesterday. Be careful about what you say. Talks about speaking your truth. However, it talks about not allowing anybody to be pushing you around or be a bully to you. It also talks about you not being too aggressive with others, so there's a balance. The fact that the dogs are barking at us right now, dogs represent loyalty, love, unconditional love, and friendship. So when I do these readings today, if they start getting crazy at certain times, you pay attention to when they bark. That gives you an idea of the emphasis that they're trying to give to you. Okay, so what I want to tell you too is I had another message. I wasn't sure how many totem animals I was going to get today. I knew I'd get the waterfowl, but I had a really good reading yesterday. I'm bummed that that wasn't able to be shown. But yesterday, the weather kind of shifted. I'll show you how it's looking here in California. It looks very, very beautiful. But it's a little bit cooler. Not much, but it is a little cooler. In the morning and last night, they were all talking about rain coming, which was a joke. Like I said, it never hit Canyon Lake, and this is what we have now. But it was chilly, and I was excited, and I wanted to take advantage of it. So I dug out my sweaters from the storage, and as I got my favorite Love Movement sweater out and I went to put it on, something fell on the ground. And I looked down, and it was a little bit in kind of the dark, and it kind of freaked me out because it was big. I'll show you what it was. It was this. And I thought, I didn't know if it was real but it's not. But it's a message to me. It's a scarab beetle. Now the scarab has a hard outer shell that covers over his softer body underneath. So what it talks about is the hard times that people go through bring out the best in you. You know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So it's talking about, yesterday I was talking a lot about people going through difficult times, because I know a lot of people are going through a hard time right now. So in ancient Egypt, the powerful scarab, he's depicted by the sky god, and you'll probably have seen symbols of him where he's got the sun above him, and what he does is he pushes the solar disk up above the horizon every morning at dawn, representing that the daily cycle has begun again. Like, the morning sun will rise again. So no matter what difficulties you're going through, the sun is going to rise again. You'll live to see another day, and the sun is coming up again. The hard outer shell that they have that covers their softer body is called elytra wings. I like that word, elytra. Isn't that cool? I like that word. So elytra rings, and these elytra wings are very hard, and they cover up the softer part of his body and his other softer hind wings. So this represents protection. The scarab is a symbol of new birth, of resurrection, and protection. These are some of the symbols that it speaks about. So, but the fact that he's got the hard shell, the hard wings that cover up the softer shell, represents whenever there's a threat present in your life, the best thing for you to do, I'm going to let you look around because it's just so pretty. The best thing for you to do is to, clamp down wherever you are and wait it out until it's safe for you to come out again. There's also other, I mean, there's a lot to the scarab, but there's also other messages that symbolisms for the scarab. They talk about protection, resurrection, rebirth. They talk about light and growth and truth. So these are all symbols for the scarab beetle. And the fact that they take, I keep thinking of resurrection, today we don't have our vultures that were flying around yesterday, which also represent rebirth and resurrection. But they talk about, the scarab says, I am the master of my own destiny. Basically, he takes and turns things over, and he shapes his own destiny. So that's his message. So I thought that was a really cool message for me to get last night, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to be working with two different decks. Oops, sorry. Two decks. Wisdom of the Golden Path by Tony Carmine Salerno. He's one of my favorite people, one of my favorite authors. And the other one that I'm going to be, and I've got my cards. I'm holding them down with rocks because yesterday it got windy and they blew all over the place. So yes, again, Feathered Omens by Ted Andrews, because I love these. And you'll understand with the messages that we get. It's quite interesting why I've chosen to work with these again. Okay, so the first card that we're getting is cooperation. And we see all of these mermaids, they're all together in the water. They're all circling around one another. Let's see, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting, that's my life path. 6. Interesting. Okay, so, there's somebody out there in the boat. What's going on is they're talking about cooperation is necessary in your life right now. They're saying that the missing ingredient in a current situation in your life right now is cooperation. That's what's needed, and that's what's not going on right now. So what they're saying is you can accomplish what you want, but you have to take into account everybody's feelings and their viewpoints. because everything in this situation is so interwoven. That's why, see, they're all together. They're all kind of like weaving in and out amongst one another. So everything in this situation is so interwoven that there's no other way to create harmony than by taking everybody's feelings and considerations into account. So they want you to see the best in others as well as yourself. Like, look at, don't look at the difficult things that you see in another person, but dwell on their positive. Don't dwell on the negative, dwell on the positive. You want to think about what you want to bring about. Everybody's view is valid. Everybody should be willing to make room for everybody else's interests in order to reap the rewards that you all want, right? Everybody has to work together, like teamwork. It's like we're on each other's team, right? So we need to be on each other's team and work together as a group. And when everybody else's viewpoints are acknowledged, they're going to cooperate that way, and you'll achieve the result that you want. And everybody is going to be grateful. Everybody in this situation will be grateful for each person putting this forward. And there's always got to be somebody that starts, right? It's got to be somebody that makes the first move. If things aren't working well, you be the one to make the move. I never get the whole pride thing. I don't get that. I'm willing to make the first apology. I'm willing to make the first step forward. If you want, a lot of times people forget in situations what they're trying to achieve. If it's with a loved one, I love this person. So why do I have to get hung up on who's right and who's wrong and who needs to do it first? Do whatever you need to do to make the situation work. Oh, I just had another message. Yesterday, what came to me, I'll have to move my sweater back. I ordered something online, caught my eye, and it came to me yesterday in the mail. And it's this bracelet with Ganesh all over it, the obstacle remover. So, if you work together, your obstacles will be removed. That just kind of came to my mind when I kept clinking all of a sudden. I thought, So if you work together and cooperate with one another, then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing the obstacles move away from your view very soon. So then the next message that we're going to get, let me hold my cards down so they don't go flying. Which view would be prettier for you guys? I hope that, this is working better today because the light's not shining on the cards. You can't see. So, Field of Dreams. Let's look in that direction. See if you guys, we'll do this and you guys can see if you can see anything fun up in the clouds. Because often we can find messages in the clouds. So basically the Field of Dreams. Here we see this girl, and she's lying in this. She looks to me like she's lying on a lily pad. She is, which is emotional waters. So the lily, that's interesting. The lily, that's my little angel kitty. Should have paid more attention to that thought. The lily. The lily comes up through the mud. Do you know that? Just like the lotus. They come through the mud, and they grow up to land on the top of the surface of the water. So it talks about, again, overcoming challenges to create something beautiful. So she's laying on top of this lily pad, and she doesn't look too happy, does she? Can you see her face? She's not looking that happy to me. And so they're saying, don't be discouraged by, recent setbacks that you've had. You are where you need to be. She's on top of her lily pad. She's out in the sun. She's in a place where she needs to be. So maybe in your life you're thinking, you've been trying to get somewhere and you're not getting there, and you think you should be in another place. But they're saying, no, you are where you need to be right now at this moment. And they're saying that you're surrounded. This is a field of beautiful flowers. So what they're talking about is soon you're going to achieve the desires of your heart. They're just asking for a little more patience, and your dream will become a reality. They're asking you to keep your heart open. See how she's lying back with her shoulders back and her arms behind her? That's a pose. When you want to, in yoga, if you do bridge and you lean back, you're opening your heart chakra. So they're asking you to keep your heart open in order to, don't let your heart shut down. She's got her arms back. She's not thrilled right now, meaning, you're maybe having a difficult time. Maybe you're feeling sad. Maybe things aren't going the way that you want them as quickly as they are, or maybe you don't even see them happening. But they're telling you, things are going on behind the scenes, and if you keep your heart chakra open, don't allow yourself to shut down because you've been discouraged or things have not worked out the way you've wanted to. Be grateful for the blessings that are around you. Look at, she's sitting in a beautiful area. I'm in a beautiful area. My heart is not shut down. I'm going through stuff right now myself, but I know that I'm grateful for where I am. This is incredible. Look at this. Who wouldn't be, grab all the beauty around you, pay attention to it, say, thank you, God. Thank you for creating such an amazing place, and thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm definitely doing that. So they're asking for you to do this, and with a grateful heart, you draw more abundance and joy into you. That's how it works. You need to focus on everything that's good, and then all the other will come to you. It will all fall into place. You just need to know that what is yours is out there and it's coming to you. So that's that message. I think, oh, we do have another one. I didn't think that, oh, you know what? This is a message that we had yesterday. Interesting. So they're giving this to me again. So I'm allowed to say this. So Jade Mountain, look at this beautiful girl in this beautifully gorgeous area. Tall mountains. I don't know, it's a very lush, tropical looking place. I don't know about, you could see the mist coming around the mountains and the waterfalls. I love waterfalls. You know, I love waterfalls and I love fountains and I love forests. There's trees back here. She's in this gorgeous grass. Green is the color of your heart chakra. It's also the color of healing. And her heart's open too. Look how her arms are down at her side. She's not got her arms folded across her chest. She's not being stubborn. She's not protecting herself. She's open. Her heart's open. So she's standing there, and they're saying that something magical soon will occur for you, and you're going to feel like celebrating. So here again, we're getting confirmation that, you know, something wonderful is coming to you. You're going to look back. Notice how they've got her way over to the side here, and the mountains are behind her. So she's come through this mountainous area. Mountains represent two things right away to me. The mountains are obstacles that she's overcome, but they also represent spirit. You go to the mountain. To me, that's spirit. So spirit's got her back. And what they're saying is she's going to look back. You're going to look back. You're going to see how far you've come, what you've gone through. And you'll realize that the things that you've gone through have brought you to a place of growth, and they've brought you to a place of a new understanding. And there's things about you that have changed and shifted. And you're going to appreciate that. You're going to appreciate that even though the challenges that you've gone through. I'm going to turn the camera back this way because it shifted the light. And when I turn it that way, it comes back. Did it work? Yeah. Okay. Haha. I just won't play with that screen. I touched it and it went dark. So they're going to say that they're telling you that when you come back through or look back, like say take the past year, for example. I wanted to be in a certain place last year and I wanted certain things to happen. And I was frustrated because it wasn't happening. And I look back and I think, wow, I've changed a lot in the last year. I've learned a lot of things. I look at things with a completely different perspective. And that's what they're saying that you can do. When you look back, you're going to see this. You're going to see how far you've come. You're going to see what you have learned, how things have shifted. And you'll realize that you are exactly where you're meant to be right now, because if it had come together at that time, it would have probably fallen apart, whatever it is. But now you're more equipped. You've grown. You have a different perspective and attitude on things, and things are going to be more in your favor. So they're asking for you to, they're asking, Spirit's basically saying, close your eyes and say thank you and be grateful. I'm gonna look up to the sky like this. So I'm closing my eyes. Celebrate the moment. Remain joyful regardless of the circumstances that you're in or that are surrounding you, or maybe that you don't understand at this moment. Understand that there are times in your life where you're not able to see what's there, but Spirit is able to see it. And that's the time when you need to look in and recognize that you are loved, protected, and things will come back full circle for you. Okay. Oh my word, I have another one. I didn't think I had another one. I'm doing a lot today. I feel so bad that you guys got so ripped off, you know, with the reading not coming through. So here we go. Listen to your heart. Ooh, there's a cute little, what is that little guy? A flycatcher. I got to think of the flycatcher totem. I guess I'll have to post that. I can't think of him right now. So right now, this woman is saying, listen to your heart. She's very beautiful. I love the artwork in this deck. Isn't it gorgeous? So what they're talking about is, what does she have? She has you can't see it, but she's got a ladybug in her hair, and she has a butterfly on her shoulder. So ladybugs and butterflies. Ladybugs talk about wishes being fulfilled. A butterfly and good fortune. So good fortune coming and wishes being fulfilled. Ooh, that's a message. Okay. So the loon spoke up right when I said that. So wishes are going to be fulfilled. That's focus. There's a butterfly on her shoulder. Butterflies speak about transformation. So transformation taking place in your life. They're talking about the true nature of you is emerging, because remember I said we're going to look back and we're going to see how we've learned and we've grown. And so now this is the true you coming out. This is a more reawakened, higher on the level of your ascension process. This is what's going on with you at this time. And you realize that you've got a lot to offer the world. Just being yourself. you've recognized your self-worth is what it's coming about. And they're talking about you've been listening to your and following your heart, and they want you to continue to listen and follow your heart. And as you do that, it will have a positive effect on you. It'll have a positive effect on the ones around you. They want you to surround yourself in nature. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. The most that you can do to surround yourself in nature, that'll awaken your alchemical abilities. It connects you to spirit. Anytime you are feeling down or stressed out or concerned about anything, go into nature. So they're asking you to surround yourselves with nature. And it brings about, because what nature brings about is a healing, you know, and healing, the power of love. It's the Creator's love. This is the Creator's love. So it brings about a healing. The water is emotion. Anytime you get close to water, it's the closest you can get to source. So if you can get to water like I am able to right now, do so. If you can't, watch it on a video or just, you know, get into a salt bath. You know, get yourself in a sea salt bath. Do whatever you can. But water is a very healing way to connect with the spirit again. And right then the wind starts to blow. But if you don't have water, that's cool. I mean, go out into the forest and walk. The forest is amazing. Maybe you'll find a waterfall or a stream. I always keep going to water, don't I? Because I'm drawn to water. I'm a mermaid. So what they're saying is your spiritual awareness has deepened, and it will continue to deepen. And they're saying that over the coming months, there's going to be a magical effect on you, on your life, and the ones around you. And they're saying, because there's emphasis on the ladybug in her hair and the butterfly on her shoulder, they're saying pay attention, special attention when you see ladybugs and butterflies. Butterflies especially, because that talks about transformation. And it's going to tell you, pay attention to how many times butterflies cross your path. That's a message that you are on the right path, that you're going in the right direction. So there's, we're getting lots of totem messengers. I didn't remember that card was one of the ones we had. Wow, we have another one. Oh my goodness. I've got a lot of cards. Thank you for allowing this reading to continue. Okay, rose petals. So here's this girl, and she is just sitting in a sea of rose petals. There's like movement, circular movement, fresh movement, roses, white roses, purity, love, white roses. I'm going to post about white roses too. There's a lot of symbolic imagery for white roses, but it talks about the path beginning to clear. Obstacles vanishing. See the energy that's flowing from her. It's coming full circle. The 3 loons that we saw coming full circle, completion. So the pathway and obstacles are starting to clear. They're going to be vanishing. Any blocks or challenges that we've had in the recent months, they're talking about them. They're being faced and being removed, and understanding that like before. We weren't meant to get to certain places yet. It was in our best interest to remain. Remember what the scarab beetle said when there was a threat. Maybe there was a threat of something and we needed to stay where we are. Maybe if we'd moved forward, it would have caused trouble for us at that time. So we're going to be now at a place where you will understand it was to the ultimate success. Sometimes it's best to wait, and sometimes the universe will take things out of our hands, like yesterday when they literally took my reading out of my hands and said, you're not posting this reading right now. Okay. Maybe the energy, like I said, the energy today in the reading is much calmer. Maybe I drew because I was, I'm not sure. Maybe because there was so much turbulence last night. There's a lot of, I'm not sure the reason. Maybe right now I won't know. And maybe there's something that I'm saying today that's really, really important that Spirit knew needed to be said. But whatever, Spirit will act in our behalf, and they will take it out of our hands sometimes and make the decisions for us. The wind is definitely coming up again, so I'm hunkering down with my cards here. So anyway, Spirit knows when it's time to, move forward and when it's time to slow down, when, and they'll make that decision. So right now they're saying there is a time where things are going to start moving up. Things are going to start leaving this kind of stationed position where the girl was, you can see the progression actually on the lily pad and coming from the mountain. They're asking for cooperation. Everything is all about flow and movement together and working together. But they're saying that your dreams are going to be coming true, and you can pretty much think about them as, petals falling from heaven. It's going to be a wonderful time. So I do truly believe that is the, oh my word, how can I not remember this? Sherry, I have another card in this deck. Okay. Unconditional love. Yay. I love this. I love this. So unconditional love. Woo! Sorry, other cards are blowing. So what's going on here is you can see this. A couple together. Okay. So we learn. I literally got cut off with a phone call. So I'm really hoping that this will connect. Unconditional love. What we're talking about is, again, we were talking about cooperation, right? So here there's two. The way that they're laying there, they almost look like the yin and the yang, you know, complementary, in harmony with one another. So they're telling us that we learn something through our relationship with others, and it teaches us about ourselves. Because it's people are mirrors, right? If we dislike something in another, it's something in ourselves that we don't like. So we are brought into contact with certain people in order to learn lessons, in order to, don't blow away, in order to learn lessons about possibly learning how to cooperate with others, but also about ourselves, learning about ourselves and what it is that we need to learn to grow. So they're showing here, oops, and we already got cooperation, right? And if there's something that somebody has done in our life that we don't appreciate or we don't like, we have to remember that, you know what, at some point in our life, we've probably done the very same thing. These relationships are just meant to help us become more loving and compassionate and less judgmental, because nobody ever remembers what they do. You know, you remember what that person does, but you don't remember what you do. I didn't remember all these cards that I had, for goodness sake, and I just got them earlier. That's what happens when I channel. I have no memory of while I'm doing it. So anyway, if we have issues with people, maybe there's issues with people in our lives, and maybe right now we're upset with somebody, or so what is it that I'm supposed to be seeing is what we need to ask. What am I supposed to be learning from this? What am I supposed to be understanding? What am I supposed to be seeing? Is there something in myself that I need to pay more attention to? I've been doing that lately, where I'll go and I'll think to myself, man, can you? And then I think, oh, that you've done that. Maybe that's what they're showing you. You know, fine tune. So this is what they're asking us to do: is to show unconditional love. In this way, we get the lessons that we need, and we won't become what we're supposed to be until we've learned the lessons. And once we learn the lessons, we won't get them again. Generally. And through our relationships, it broadens an understanding of, you know, who we are, and an understanding of life and of love, and you know, ultimately how everything flows together, and the importance of you know what they say, something else just flew into my head: your families are your biggest teacher. You know, just because you planted in your family doesn't mean you're going to like each other. But they are the biggest teachers, because you have to work out, and you have so many different personalities in the family. So it's all about growth and moving forward and ascending to a higher level of ascension. So that is truly the last card from that deck, for goodness sake. And I've got a couple more. I'm going to put these rocks down on these cards. Okay. I learned, because yesterday when I was doing the reading, they went flying off down to the I went down to the sand, but I found a really cool heart-shaped rock yesterday. That was really neat, when I went to the sand. Okay, the bluebird. The bluebird is awesome. I've seen two now in my lifetime, once in Wisconsin and once here just outside of my house recently. And the bluebird of happiness, right? And that's what its message is. It talks about gentleness bringing happiness. The bluebird is a bird of spring now, and we're going into, you know, we're in fall here, but it doesn't matter. It speaks about it represents a movement out of a winter time period of our life into a spring, which means, you know, renewal and happiness. We've already gotten rebirth and resurrection. Well, this is the same thing now. We've moved into a springtime of our life, and it talks about, in some area of your life, we're moving into a spring of your life. And you think about the bluebird. I told you I saw my bluebird when I was in Wisconsin. Bluebirds' habitat, they like to be in open fields. They like to be out in, there were posts my Uncle Phil showed me, set up all over the place with these little boxes. And I said, what are those? And he says, they set them up for the bluebirds. They want to encourage them to come. And I thought, that is so cool. But the habitat is out in fields. So what they're saying is, it would be good for you to be in an open area like that. You would benefit from being outside. The the ones that this resonates with, you do the best outside. It does well for you. You like to live in a more comfortable, an open environment, not a city. You like to live in a country environment, or at least where you can be out in nature like this. This is what they're saying. That would benefit you the best. Also, being that it's a bird, and you know how they love seeds. I just filled my bird feeder this morning. That makes me think about that. Is they're talking about the seeds that you have planted are coming to fruition. So the seeds are coming to fruition soon. And what they're saying is, before this season passes. So I would say, being that we're in fall, what I'm getting is before the end of this year, the seeds that you have planted in the past are going to come to fruition. You're going to be getting your rewards. But you have to allow them to blossom in their own time. You can't push them. So basically, being that it's gentleness brings happiness, they're talking about gentle movement is the best right now. Don't try and force anything. That way, that's the best way for contentment and happiness to result from any transition at this time. And it will, no matter how things may appear right now. This is a promise that if you take things gently, you don't push things, you allow them to, the seeds to germinate and sprout on their own. Allow them to come up. You can't force them. You know, you can't force a plant to grow faster than it's able to. But they are giving you encouragement that this is coming. So our last, I think I only have one more card in this. I think I do. I've said that how many times though, right? I think I do. Okay. And I'm bummed right now because I don't see this buddy out here, but he might fly up. Yesterday he did. This is the crane. Now, often here on the lake, I get the whooping crane. He's a big, beautiful white bird. And when the whooping crane shows up, it talks about secret and noble guardianship. And somebody just tooted out there. Did you hear that? One of the little birds did a little toot or a honk when I said that. So there's protection. Talks about there's protection around you right now. They're also alerting you because they're high flyers, and they announce their presence with a very loud call. So it's alerting you to something. They're called noble guardians, and they call out to forewarn. So there might be something going on. It's alerting you to something going on that you need to watch out for and take better care of, possibly. And you look at them, and when they stand, look at how they're so majestic looking. If you see them standing there, they're amazing. They're tall. They've got these long legs, and they've got those piercing sword beaks. So they're like guardians. And if anything comes to them as a threat, they spear them with these bills. That's what they work as far as their hunting. They can do that. They rush forward with their spears. That's not what they do with them, but that's their protection mechanism. That's what they use. So they're telling you to be protective of something right now. Or possibly you need to be the hidden protector of somebody else in your life. So be aware of what's going on. Pay attention to the messages and signs that you're getting, and listen to what the crane is saying. But that's not the only other thing. They have a lot of wonderful things. They make these really funky noises, these whooping sounds. Remember when I was in Wisconsin and I told you I saw the cranes walking across the field and they made that amazing sound? I have a video of it on my Angel's Whisper page. It was incredible. They were easily 5 feet tall, the two of them. And my friend Early said that they're always there in the field. It's the two of them because they're in pairs. These ones mate for life. So when the sounds that they make, they're used to defend their territories. They're used to find and call their mates forward. And they it's about keeping their lifelong mates together. So they protect one another. So there's a message. You need to possibly be in protection of your other half, of your partner. Because that's what they do. They defend one another. They have each other's back. So think about that in your life. Think about what's going on that something like that has to happen. Also, the dance of the whooping crane is amazing. They have this incredible dance. Oh, I better put a rock on that. They have this incredible dance that they do to draw their mates to one another. And so when you see whooping crane, it talks about soulmate connections. So that may be a message as well. I'm going to walk out and I'm going to see if we've got anybody out here. I can't believe I don't have a whooping crane today. Of all days, there's always a whooping crane out here. But let's go for a walk. For any of you who can't be around this type of an area, I want you to enjoy it like I do. This is amazing. This is the funnest time for me right now. Oh, the sun is warm, but the air is really cool. And the water smells amazing. little guy. Hi, sorry. Loons, pay attention to your dreams. There's so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 big changes, people. Right? 5 talks about big changes. It's a good thing. It's positive change, actually. Ah! Out in the water. That is it a heron or is it a crane? I've got to wait till he gets a little bit closer, but he's white, so. If it's a blue heron, I'll find out, and I'll give you his message anyway. The blue heron speaks about standing on your own 2 feet, self-reliance. It talks about soaring above the waters of life. You know, I got a message just right now. The fact that it's bobbing on the top of the water. Yesterday I saw them diving and fighting in the wind. They were trying to stay up and they were kind of being taken away. But it's bobbing along the water. So that talks about rest. Take a rest and just kind of allow things to flow. Go with the flow. Don't fight the current. Just kind of sit with it, bob with it, and allow things to come to you. That's a really good message. What else? Look how beautiful, people. Oh, if you want to follow me, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Google+, I'm on, what am I on? Angels Whisper Sherry Columbus and Sherry Columbus Angels Whisper. On Facebook, on YouTube. When these videos get uploaded, if you want to subscribe, you'll get a notification of them coming. If you'd like any help, my website is www.thewhispersofangels.com. And that's it. The video's not cutting off today. Yesterday it cut off 4 times. I hope that I will be able to splice the 2 together and upload these today. We're asking for help for that. Let's take one last look around at this incredible, beautiful scenery. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, wow. You know that little guy bobbing on the water over there? Okay, the dog barked right when I said that. So go with the flow, people. Allow things to gently come to you, like the bluebird said. That is a seagull. Interesting. Okay, the seagull talks about, oh, I love the seagull. Seagull is freedom and also higher perspective and soaring over the waters of life, taking it, look at things from a higher perspective. Again, bobbing on the water, going with the flow. They have the ability to ride the current. So they're saying don't fight the current, allow the current to take you where it's meant to take you. All about going with the flow. All about they're also messengers from the other side. So they give you, if you call upon seagull, it'll give you the ability to communicate with the other side. The other side meaning spirit itself, or and it doesn't necessarily have to mean somebody who's in spirit now. It could be you could be communicating with somebody who's not here. But when they talk about the other side, it's communicating in a spiritual way. So their message is that as well. So call upon the seagull if you want help with that. That's it. The sun has risen, as the scarab said, another day, right? Today's a new day. Everything's good. I'm not stressed out over the whole reading thing, and I'm asking that this goes up. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for bearing with me and being patient and checking in, and we will speak again soon. Blessings.